So this morning after we went and got a load of hay, we went and picked up a couple of new calves. We got a steer calf and a heifer calf here. We're gonna go ahead and unload them in the feeding floor area, keep them pinned up for the night just so that way they can kind of relax and get used to the new place. They were just weaned and we're really not too far away from the farm they came from. So we just want to keep them secure in there and just let them calm down. So this new calves has been here for about a week now. They seem to be adjusting good. We ended up having to just let them out with all the rest of the cows already. Last weekend, the day after we brought them home, some of the neighbors' cows got loose. Running around out here, there's really not much fence. So what I ended up doing was just locking all my cows down in the feeding floor with those new calves. And we ran his calves into that front pasture and corralled them off so they could get a trail over here and load them up. So I just went ahead and just let them all back out together. They seem to be doing pretty good this whole week, sticking with the rest of the cows. Seem to really be adjusting the place well. So what we wanted to do is go ahead and open up part of this back pasture to them. We're trying to section this off into smaller areas so they eat it down, eat off all the grass and weeds, and just basically keep the place looking good, trying to do a little bit more management intensive grazing with them. So we're gonna go ahead and set up a little area right now. So we're kind of really squaring off that other end of the creek just because that's the hardest end to get to if the creek's flooding. I really don't want to have to run a lot of wire over on that side. So over here on this side, we'll be able to basically angle it to make it bigger as need be. But we're just going to try this out right now and see how it works. So we're going to be doing things a little bit different this year with our pastures and grazing. Right now we got this back pasture cut down into a lot smaller area than we have in years past. We got an electric fence tied in over here to that fence on the border of our field there. Put a temporary creek crossing in with just a cattle panel and a couple T-posts. And then on this side of the creek, we got a more versatile electric fence system. So to make this side of the fence more versatile, I picked up this Gallagher polywire reel today. I put about 1,200 feet of polywire that we had on there. We like that Gallagher brand. It seems to work really good for us. So we got it wrapped up on there. And on this side of the creek, we got it kind of sectioned off a little bit tight. And so what we're hoping to be able to do with this is if we see that the cows are eating this grass down a little bit faster than we think, we'll be able to just open this up a little bit more by moving these posts. And like I said, I got 1,100, 1,200 feet of wire on there right now, so I'll be able to expand as much as I need to, just to make sure that I'm always giving them fresh grass as needed. So we're really hopeful for that reel, because it usually takes us a little bit of time to run out wire for every little area that we're sectioning off and then cutting it and adjusting it. And then once you take that wire down, it's hard to keep it straight. It's hard to remember exactly where it needs to go to make sure that it's the right length. And it's more of a pain to do that. So we figured on getting this roll would really help, because we just got plenty of wire on there. We'll be able to expand as much as need be, and we're hoping that it'll also make it go a lot faster for us in the future. And currently we got that poly wire run double strand like that just because of these new calves. We're hoping that they don't try to get out. They really haven't tested any of our other fence anywhere else, but I put that on there just so that way they're a little bit smaller than the other group and they can't just go underneath that top wire and let it roll down the top of their back. That's why currently I got these step-in posts right here. We have a bunch of these. That's what we've used a lot of in the years past. I really like this fiberglass style, but over the summer I picked up some of these curly Q styles. And this is a style that I really want to start going to. I can get probably about 30 to 50 feet, just depending on the terrain, in between posts, and just run one single strand of wire on there. And they go into ground great. They're metal across the bottom, and then they have that plastic top that allows them to not ground out. That group in the left-hand side right now, they just seem to be walking that electric fence, just kind of sniffing it, testing it out. They're experienced with the electric fence. They know that it's hot because they've been shocked by it plenty of times, but they always want to test it out as soon as they get in a new spot. So they've already jumped across the creek and started exploring the fence over there, which is good. I like being here watching them in the initial part of them getting turned out in a new area, just to kind of watch where they go and what they're checking out. That way I know to keep an eye on those areas whenever I'm setting up a fence. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is leave the front pasture open to them just for about the next 24 hours, just because they're used to the front out there. If anything happens with back here with them getting through this electric fence, I can get them back out front pretty easy. But I'm just going to do that just because this is a smaller area than they're used to. But I think they'll just stay back here mostly just because the grass is better. And then after they get a little bit more used to it, we'll just shut them in here, get them to eat this area down.